Salt och Serenity Cess. Test. Legion 18 C6. Hello.
Yay! Legion. Oh well. I refactor. Okay, so let's see. So this is the change because this is like where I predetermine the size. I guess it just becomes into board. I mean, I guess I could just leave. I think it's gonna yell at me if I don't assign a value in here. Like, it just needs to have something because otherwise it's gonna be like, oh, there's no exception in here. But I forgot. I'll just leave it. But I'm gonna override it anyway. But I think I actually have to assign something for it to not yell at me. Size of board. Board equals size of board size. Why is everything so laggy? 6. Is less than
Central
size of
Kansas.
board.
Early stream.
X less than size of board. Yeah, compared to what I have been doing. Yeah, definitely. By the way, Corrupt, you want to play some when I'm done streaming? Do you want to play some GTFO?
Central Kansas. Sure.
Hey, cool. I'll ask Rewind if he wants to play too.
Central Kansas. He woke up like 2 hours ago, so he have some energy.
Nice. Oh yeah, want to see what I did yesterday? Legion helped me with it. Anyway, I made these methods basically, and I actually put in generics.
Central Kansas.
Yeah, they have really long
today.
names. No, yesterday I did this. I actually did this off stream. So earlier in the day. And I'm using a span instead of an array because like array has this like cool. I don't know if you know about span, but spans are really cool. But I'm using span. And then I'm also using a random seed so that I can have the seed, and then it's like if you're so basically like you could play this program too, and we can use the same seed and have the same randomly generated board. So I really wanted to do that so that we can like solve it together. If I'm like, oh Gavin, I can't solve this puzzle. Is this even solvable? I can just hand someone the seed and then they can try to solve it too. It's also just fun to solve the same puzzle as your friend. Right. So says I'm modifying this and getting rid of the hard-coded values so that it can make any size board. Just because it would be good for testing purposes and stuff. If counter is not equal to size of board.
Centralican says, should add a thing then to get moves, and for entering moves to accept multiple in one go. Centralican says, if you haven't already.
I mean, I just have a thing that moves up, down, left, right, so I can slide on the board. I can slide blocks into the empty space already with the arrow key input. It's not like a A2 move to A1.
Centralican
Just
says,
like a
so that it can copy the moves you've done and enter them in one go.
Oh yeah, I didn't consider that. I guess that's something I could. I didn't consider even adding that functionality. But I do need later on. I'm gonna need something similar to solve this part. The actual method solver needs to remember it's the moves
Centralican
that it
says,
makes, like
also
right, right,
helps to
right, up,
make
left,
it a
down,
little
left,
more
up, up, up.
convenient.
So I'm gonna need something similar to that at some point in the future, anyway. Right, was a yeah, not a bad suggestion. XY counter. I mean, is that it?
Centralican says, so the shuffle is random move
String
shuffle.
board values equals new string. Seems to not be 16 anymore.
Centralican says, or just random value.
Size of board. What can we do? Int current. And then I can go current size of board equals size of board. And then I can go for draw board. Let's do it like this. I mean, should I just cut? Would it be bad to copy int size of? Actually, I should just take that away. And then do
Centralican says, maybe at some point consider allowing for NXM-sized boards.
I want to set this in the construct. No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Oh no. I know. I'm just being so indecisive right now about design on how I should like. There's multiple solutions, but I'm just trying to think to myself like what's logical Like, what's good design? What's clean code? Is this clean what I'm about to do? Or is this stupid? 'Cause I do a lot of things that are unnecessary. I mean, they work, but they're just like bad design choices. I don't know if this is actually, I don't know if this is a good design choice. Because I do have I mean, I kind of want this. I want this to be assigned in the constructor, and I also like, because then you can say when you make the board, make it this
says,
size.
thinking like a true programmer. 99% of your time is spent thinking about what you're going to do.
Oh, instead of how to do it, it's more like, oh, what's good to do? What's clean? Okay. Okay, what I think I want to do is have a constructor to assign this and set board to defaults. I want this to be like an override, honestly, is what I want. Because there'll be two set boards to defaults. There'll be the one where you make it. No, I don't know. No, no, no. There'll just be a method called set current size of board, I guess. Like just a straight up a getter setter. I think I could just make this into an auto property. I haven't done that in a really long time. How do you do a constructor?
You
Public
can make
board?
it int size of board är lika med 4. To make it an
Wait, is this
optional
how you do it?
parameter.
Is this how you make a constructor? Or maybe it doesn't take. Maybe you just say board. It's just board.
Centrally says, defaulted at 4.
I think this is right. This is right?
Public board, yeah.
Oh, public. Is it bad if it's private? Like, wait, what happens if it's private? What does that even do?
Optional parameters. Centrally says, private means nobody else can call it.
Oh, yeah, that would be useless. Yeah. Okay. So board int size of board. This dot size of this dot current size of board equals. Well, I actually don't even need this now because they're not named the same thing. Okay. And then I want to make a well, I want this to be like have like a get set, I guess. So do you do it like this? Get set like that? Wait, what's the point of honestly, what's the point of auto property? Now that I'm thinking about it, what is this even why is this useful? What's the difference in just assigning it? Because it's like especially if it's like set with no special rules, like having it both a get and a set like this doesn't seems not useful at all. Honestly.
Centrally says, compilation and maintenance safety.
Compilation? What does that mean? How does that increase safety at all? Like I can understand having a single get and then you make a custom set because like that's what these things are for, is like making custom rules about what's allowed to be assigned to your variable. But if you just go get set, I don't see what the point of this is. I don't think this like does anything other than just you could just go int current size of board. Like it doesn't seem. I don't get that.
Centralican says it's more useful for future-proofing actual libraries for the potential case that they add or modify functionality to it in the future.
Like, in what way? Like by how would you add functionality? This is an auto, these are auto properties. Both of these are like auto properties, so you can't add functionality. You can just delete the auto property and then add your own set, right? Sets. Let's keep these together.
Centralican says, yeah, you
Yes.
can. The important thing is, if they modify it, it doesn't change the signature, which means that existing libraries that
Oh,
depend on it
what?
won't fail to load if you add a body to the getter or setter
If they
later.
modify it. The signature. Oh, how do I add a? Okay, I see. Because this. How do you modify
Centralican
the?
says, it's all
How do
about
you do that? How
making
do I
it safe
modify
to modify.
the body of the setter? Like, how do you? I don't remember how to do that. Then that makes it useful. Yeah, but how?
Centralican
I want to
says,
do that right
get
now.
set.
Oh. So can I make the
Centralican
get?
says, just add the curly braces.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Get set. Wait, can I do this too?
Centralican says, but if your set has a body, the jet needs a body.
Oh, okay. Is this good enough for the its body? Can I also put the because I was gonna make a method for the setter. Can I put the argument in here as well for the set? Is this like okay to do? Or like no? I think it doesn't like this. Or maybe you can't put arguments in if you're
Legion
gonna do
18
this.
CSS. That is not how you make a property.
I'm trying my best. I don't really use properties. I'm sorry. It's not how you make a property, but it's how I make a property.
Centralican says, no arguments. It gives you
Oh,
a special
value.
argument named value
Wait,
that
what is that? That
represents whatever
represents
the
whatever.
color puts on the rest of the equal sign.
Wait, what does
Legion
value
18
represent?
CSS. You haven't made a property. You
Oh,
just
you're
hit
being
your
so
head on the
mean.
keyboard.
No, I didn't. No. I'm not a cat. Use your special argument value that represents whatever the caller puts. What? I don't know what RHS is. Value would be
Centralican
size of.
says, so if you do current size of board är lika med
Okay.
314
So
159, then
value is the
inside
thing
of
I'm
the set,
trying to
the
set.
token value
It's
will
the
be
input.
314
Value.
159.
I want value to be an int. Wait. Set.
Centralican says, so you can do set, something else är lika med value.
So how do I tell it, like, how do I tell it value?
Centrally can says,
It has to
it
be an
is an
int.
int because the property is an int. Legion
Oh,
art of 6
oh, it
says,
knows
the
that. Oh, it knows
property
it has
is
to
an
be an
int,
int because the
therefore
property is an
value
int.
is an int.
Okay, so I can just auto property it, right? Get set like that. Okay, fine. Jeez. Okay, wow. Sorry, I kind of forgot about the specifics of how these things work. I don't use these. Alright, so now we don't have to worry about that. I have an auto property, and that'll take care of that. And in my constructor, why did I delete size of board? Size of board,
Centrally
perfect.
can says, the purpose of making it a property here would be to, say, mark it so setting the current size of board to something else will run the code to resize the board.
And then I can just grab current size of board. So now I don't need to put an argument into the set board to default, because everything's based off that value up there. Current size of board, current size of board, current size of board, current size of board. I know I didn't have to do that the way I just did it. Whatever. New string, current size of board times current size of board. Current size
Centrally
of
can
board,
says, so that if
current
you
size
do
of
current
board.
size of board är lika med 6, it
If board
resizes the
xy is
board to
less than
6
10,
gånger
and
6
what?
automatically without
I
needing
forgot
you
how
to
I
call
did
some
here.
other resize method.
Oh no, this one's hard coded. This part was hard coded too. I don't know what, I forgot what 10. Oh no, that's right. Less than 10 because yeah, that still is correct. That's still what I want. Still not equal to -1. I'm still using -1 for special value. It's good. And then what about this one? Value is not equal to -1. Value. Let's console that right. New line counter. There's one. This one's hard coded. But that's fine because it's just current size of board.
Centrally can says, I think there's a thing in to string formatting for
What
this.
about slide down? Empty tile position y is not equal to 0.
Centrally can
This is hard
says,
coded as
look up
well.
int to string formatting.
Current size of board -1. And then, oops. Oh my god. There we go. Touchpad stop respond for a second. Current size of board -1.
Centrally can says, you can have it force it to turn into a int string of some length, where it marked the extra length null s.
Board equals new board. Board back in.
Centrally can says, so that if you want it
Okay,
to be length 3, if you to string on 37,
okay. That
it
should be
will
done.
make
This should work.
37.
This better work. If it doesn't work, I'll be sad. In string some length, or it'll force the extra length. I don't want it to be 037. Well, I only want it to be 01, 02, up to 09, and then 10. You know, 10 is just 10. Then everything else is just normal from that point on. Fuck. There were build errors! Yes. Trying to this. There is
Centrally
no
can
argument
says,
that
yeah, but what
corresponds to the.
if your
Oh,
grid
wow.
size is större än 10?
I see. This was the testing I was doing. Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that right now. Oh, you know, this is right. This is supposed to... What the hell is this? Why... Oh, it's this... That's a seed, but... Why is it there? I think that's a seed. What is that? The seed's supposed to come first. What is this order? Why did it write it? Why did it perform in this order? I don't understand. This all is the array, but then it put the right the seed. It put it in the middle of the array. I think because it's supposed to write the seed first and then write array. Like what? Let's just not write the seed. Yeah, that was the seed. Also, wait, this is wrong.
Centralican
Wait,
says,
oh,
if
it's
we
printing
can't see your
twice.
code,
Something's
been
happening. What
looking
the?
at our black
I actually don't
screen
know what's
since you
happening right
joined.
now. I'm very confused with it. What's going on? Oh, I have two right arrays. Oh, what the hell? Why did this happen? Why did I do this? I don't even remember. At some point I was doing that. Let's try those both. Because it's like confusing. Seeing too much stuff. Okay, there it is. I still don't know why it put the seed as like it put the seed like down here. It doesn't make sense based on my order of writing things to the console. Sorry. Oh, black screen. Wow. What? You can't see anything at all? Because apparently I'm showing like on my preview I can see my stuff.
Centralican says, hårdtroll.
Seed. You can't see anything. You should be able to see 0. Oh yeah, because I
Centralican
didn't
says,
generate it yet.
easy,
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Okay, now it's. I don't know why it was doing things in the wrong order, but now it's doing things in the right order now. This should go at the bottom. But then when I added this, what happens now? Things got weird. Oh, I see. So this is seed. I see, I see, I see, I see. There's the seed, and then there's the right board from right to left, left to right, or whatever. Cool. Okay, everything works. Let's try. Get rid of this. Let's try 2. Size 2. Oh no. Oh, something. Oh, I have stuff hard coded in. Not good. Oh, it's the left to right array. I need to fix that. There's something. I'm missing a hard coded value somewhere.
Centralican says,
Where is it?
do you actually resize your array?
No. Wait, what? Oh, uh, I thought so. Like, okay, I'll go through the one by one. New int 4. But then I reassign a new one. New int 60. Oh, there it is, there it is. This is the one.
Centrally can
This
ses.
is the hard-coded
Line
one.
62 hardcoded.
I just need to,
Centrally can ses. Line 58 hardcoded.
this is the hard-coded one that I forgot about. And I can't put this in.
Centrally can ses. You actually can't do this here.
Really? What?
Centrally can ses. You need to async
Oh.
this when the grid is initialized.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I need to move this. Oh, yeah, I can put it in the, yeah, I know what to do. The constructor.
Centrally can ses. When you reset the grid to size whatever is when that has to be set.
Word
Samma with
values
line
from
58.
equals new int.
Centrally can ses. If you have a reset grid function, then no, you can't put it in the constructor either. Centrally can ses. It has to go in that function.
Oh, that should be fine. And then I can just do a resize of it. And I do, where am I using this though? Word values from left to right. Yeah. I'll just reassign. No, wait, no. It's supposed to take from that. Let me think. In the, oh, I know what I want. I know what I want. In the getter setter of the other thing, if I set it, whenever I do a set, I want to set this as well.
But you designed it seemingly aiming
Equals
for
new
only allowing size setting at the constructor
int
stage.
value. Because I want to assign another thing at the same time this gets assigned. Why does it not like this? Word values.
Centrally can ses. Remove semicolons and you have to add a body to the getter.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're right. You just said that to me. The getter needs a body too if you do this. Oh, no semicolon. Now what's wrong? Let's suggest it to me. Metal professor. What's wrong with this? Oh, it wants a semicolon there, maybe.
Centrally Kansas. See Discord.
Okay. Why can't I do this? I don't like properties.
Centrally Kansas. Treat these as methods here.
Okay, get blank 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 sets something that does something with value.
Centrally Kansas. Since they literally are.
So what's wrong with the get? Okay, so I do need yes. Okay, semicolon. So now what's wrong? So this should be fine now. I don't see what's wrong with the gets.
Centrally Kansas. I'd recommend that formatting isn't as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Centrally Kansas. Your getter doesn't return an int.
Oh, I need to tell it because it's not an auto property. I need to now tell it to return the. Oh my god. Return. I'll use that formatting too. Return current size of board. There. Jeez. C# is so demanding. So
Centrally
specific.
Kansas. Infinite loop.
Once.
Centrally Kansas. Don't do that.
Okay, everything should be good now. Boom. No, what?
Centrally Kansas. Infinite loop.
It's just returning this a trillion times? Isn't this what get needs as a return? What?
Centrally Kansas. If it helps, it can hope on Ru to give a quick explanation of how properties work.
So what's wrong? What can you tell me? Like, what's wrong? Is it something I did with the property, or is it something I did somewhere else in the code? Like, why did this just happen? Is it all right? Is it
Centrally
like
Kansas. In short, your
current
getter
size of
calls itself.
board? No, that'd be a set. Damn it. Like, it's a get. It calls itself because current size of board is a method that then uses get. Oh, yeah, okay. So, okay, I have no idea how do I how do I return this value without calling the get again and again and again? Like,
Centrally
I
Kansas.
hate
Your
properties. I hate
defectively written.
these.
Int get understreck current size of board. Return get understreck current size of board.
Oh no. Current size of board. Return value. No. Oh my god. Stop turning it into that.
Centrally says, the way you return it is with a private extra field.
Oh.
This is called a backing field, or infer it from the other thing you set.
Hey, like the K.
Centrally
Or
says,
the K
also
backing
console
field.
is still open.
That's you. Oh. Sorry. I was trying to do this. Damn it. I really don't like this.
Centrally says, the co__ backing field is the compiler doing exactly that but automatically.
Okay, so I do not like properties. So I need like a field, like size. Like I need to just make a field in here.
Centrally says, you asterisk could asterisk return board values from left to right, length.
Size equals value. Stop doing it! Why does it keep auto-suggesting that? Like this? And then, I don't know. Oh my god.
Centrally says, that they have to be outside the property. Centrally says, the size field on line 62.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I think I know what I have to do now. Yes. I need it to be not inside of the property. I really don't like these. Properties. I just wanted to try doing properties. Just to try it because I don't really use these. But if I could go back, I would rather just make a normal method, a normal getter setter method, like and call it set field, get field, and just make my own instead of do this. I really don't like this syntax. It's annoying. Wait, what's the naming convention of properties?
Centrally says, they're
Is it like
helpful and
this?
very
Is
convenient
it
but a
properties
little
are
confusing at
capitalized,
first.
and then the private field is like camel case? Is that how that works? And then you make two duplicates, and then it's like this, and then return. Like that. Is this naming right convention correct? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what properties do. I don't like them. And then you have two things with duplicate
Centrally says,
names.
the numbing
It seems
convention is
dumb.
whatever you wanna type. If you cared about numbing convention, you wouldn't have
Oh, that's
alphabet variable
mean.
names.
No, what's the capitalization naming convention for properties? For properties, it's capitals, right? Like Pascal case. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Pascal.
Centrally says, I think case like this.
Case like this. Yes.
Centrally
Case.
says, unless you're Unity.
Hey. That was funny when Legion was like, "That's not how you make a property."
Centrally says, in which case you do whatever the fuck whenever the fuck.
Oh no. Oh no, nothing's loading. Nothing's loading in the console. This is bad. Oh, because, oh yay, because the system.index out of range exception. Cool. Okay. This is now wrong. Ugh, I have to think about this. Because board values from left to right. No, my logic. It broke my logic somehow. Counter should start at 0. No, sorry, counter starts at 1. That's why I have the -1. So on the first iteration, 1 minus 1. And this should be 0. I guess I need to step through.
Centralican says, eventually after you fix this, you're gonna want to mark a modifying the grid size call setboard to default.
Board values from left to right. This one start 1.
Centralican says, console open.
Oh, sorry. What the hell, my debug thing? The console. Oh, the console needs to be open because I need to be able to. I need to be able to read. I know you can't see, but I need to be able to see the values inside the variables because I'm stepping through. So I need to keep that. The window needs to stay open, but then it blocks the code. But yeah,
Centralican
fixed
says,
manually.
ah.
Yeah, that's what's happening. I can manually hide it though, just temporarily right now, which is probably useful because it's more useful to look at the code than the output of the console right now. So the size of the array is wrong right now. I think that's the issue. The array is size 1. That's wrong. That's why it's out of index. The array should not be size 1. Why is the array size 1? New int size of board. Board size of board. No, the array should be size 1. The array should be size 1. Because I did 2. No, wait, no. The array should be size. It's a 2, so it should be a 2 by 2.
Centralican says,
The
should
array
it
should
be
be
size
size
value
4.
asterisk value?
So something's being assigned wrong because the array should be size 4, but right now it's size of 2. Oh, I know. I know I did wrong. Maybe.
Centralican says, you
Value
have it
times
sized just
value.
value.
That's all. Forgot to do that. Yep. So it needs to be value times value. And that should
Centralican
fix the
says,
problem.
in constructor 2.
Oh. Oh yeah, in the constructor as well. Thank you. Oh, I almost forgot that one. Ooh, yeah, that was close. Size of board. Thank y'all. Oh, index out array exception again. Hi. What's the size of the array now?
Centrally can says,
Size of the array is still
you can
1.
remove the constructor code and replace it with current size of board, är lika med size thing. Centrally can says,
Why
since
is
it
it
does
like
the same thing.
this? Where's the, I don't know, the array is still too small, I don't know why. Actually, you can remove the constructor code and replace it with current size of board equals size thing. Where?
Centrally can says, capital C.
Wait, why? I need that though. Okay. No, maybe not. No, I do. No, I don't know.
Centrally can says, both the constructor and the setter for current size of board are the same code.
Because the constructor and the setter. No, but the setter I want to I might want to change it later. So I wanted to construct with a certain size,
Centrally can
but
says,
later on I
having
might
two
change my
copies
mind
of the
halfway through
same
the code
code
and be
like
like,
that is
let's
in
do
between
16
bytes
now, let's
down
do
the road
20.
when you need to change it.
So that's what it is. I could just change that, but I want to be able to change the size of the board later on. Hence why I have the setter. I don't understand why my array is too small. Let's start here. The source file is different from when the module was built. Would you like to?
Centrally can says, the constructor can just call the setter inside of it too though.
Okay, what is even happening right now in Visual Studio? Oh, system out of range. Go away. Oh, the constructor can call the setter. Yeah. Okay, that's a good. Yeah, I realize that. Yeah, let's do that then. But the constructor is calling the setter, I think. Oh wait, no, it's not. Oh, I thought it was. I thought it was. Okay, there.
Centrally can says, then you can remove the two end line.
No, I need this. This is different. Board values from left to right is an array. Current size of board is just the number of the. I think I need this.
Centrally can
And I'm
says,
using it.
different from what the setter does. Centrally
Oh
can
yeah, the
says,
setter. Oh yeah,
hasn't
the
the
setter
setter
sets it in
do
the.
that
Yeah,
thing.
I did forget about it. I did that. In the setter. Yeah, I set it in the. Yeah. Yeah. That's what the constructor does. You're right. Because if I'm calling the constructor now. Oh wait, I should have done that. Yeah, yeah. Let's duplicate it. It just doesn't explain why the array is too small. Still, this is the array. New int value times value. It should be an array of size 4, but it's not. I mean, it does say when I hover over this, it says
Centralican
it's
says,
equal to
also
2.
it said something about source file changes. That means you have to close the running program and rerun it so it can register the
Oh,
changes.
that's why. Oh, because it's not compiling the new. Oh, that's what that pop-up was. Oh, okay. Because I'm still doing stepping through the old version, even though I made changes in the text. It didn't roll into it. Yay! There we go. 1, 2, 3, blank. That's how it should be. And then if I go back up here, thank you. Thanks for helping me fix it. And thanks for helping me get rid of the duplicated
Centralican says, console is
line.
invisible
Because
now.
you're right, I was doing that other thing in the constructor, so I didn't need to. I was doing it in the setter, so I didn't need to do it again in the constructor. That was, I didn't catch that. Okay, now let's test it with size 3. Oh, now you can't see it, but it's working. Let me just show the
Centralican
console
says,
now.
yep, all things you want to do to save yourself headaches and burnout later.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, and this is the blank spot, so this is correct. Okay, it works. And then let's do size 1. It should just, what's gonna happen with this? Honestly, you shouldn't have a 1 by. Yeah, just there's one one space. That works. 4 should go up to 15 and then -1. Okay, now it can do any size array, any type of board size. Oh, there's the C# for the day done.
Centralican says, BTV the thing he mentioned about 3 digits
Mm-hmm.
is for when you want a 10 gånger 10 or greater grid size.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you mean now. So that everything lines up. So the number 1 would be written 001, basically. So
Centralican
it all lines
says,
up again.
that's when you're gonna want the
The
extra
extra
padding.
padding. Yeah, but luckily I'm not. I do not want the numbers to go up to triple digits. So like, I'm not even gonna test that case. Like I want to be able to test ideally 16. So 4x4s and smaller, anything smaller than a 4x4, like a 2x2. That's because when I make the solution solver, I want to be able to test my solution on a 2x2. Because a 2x2 is a way easier to work with than a 4x4. That's like the simplest one I can do. So if I can solve the 2x2, then I can try to solve the 3x3 or check my solver and make sure it's doing the logic properly. Because I think, I'm not sure, but no, the process should be like identical for solving the different ones. Or at least I should be able to make a solution that can solve all the different ones, and then it will just take a longer the bigger the grid size. I do not want to solve a 10 by 10 siding piece puzzle. No, I do not. Right. So, but yeah, your suggestion is really good. Now that makes sense on what you meant with the 0. Want to see something? Just for funsies, I'll show you something for funsies. Corrupt. One of the problems that's going to come up in Rosetta code, thank God it's not the next one or the next one, it's the one after the next one and the next one, I think. But it's very mathy. I don't know, I think you might appreciate it. it's very, because of how mathy it is, and I dread it. I dread this one. I might even skip it because it just seems like a headache because I don't really have like the math prerequisites for this. But let me show you what it's about. And get my window to open. Look at this.
Centrally can says, is it writing a cosine function?
So look, so it's like this. So the integer 1 has one name, 1. The integer 2 has 2, 2 and 1 plus 1. It's how many combinations to add up to a number. The integer 3 has 3 names, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and 3. 4 has 5, because all the different combinations. 4, 3 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Integer 5 has 7. This is the pattern. And what I need to do is be able to input a number, and it needs to tell me like how many names it has, and I need to print out this triangle. This triangle shows information about okay, so at first I was really confused on how to read the data in the triangle because I was like, what the hell is this arbitrary triangle? But I think I understand it now. So on the top, you have the number 1. The integer 1 has one name, right? So 1. This represents 2. The integer 2 has 2 names. 1 plus 1 is 2. This is the third row. This represents the integer 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3 because 3 names. The integer 4 has 5 names. So this is the fourth row. This represents the integer 4. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 5 because the integer 4 has 5 names. So that's the pattern of the rows. And then the columns where things are weird. The columns represent how many start with that number. So like for example, this row here on the triangle, you have to print out like this huge ass triangle. This column, yeah, so this column represents the integer 4, and so what was it? So the first part, sorry, the first column, so the row represents the integer 4. The first column represents 1. How many of these solutions start with 1? Well, only 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that's why it says 1. And then how many of the solutions start with 2? Because this is the second column. 1 and then 2. So that's why it's 2. So how many, this represents number 3. How many, for the fourth integer, how many of the equations start with the number 3? Only 1, so it's 1. And then how many start with 4? Only 1, so it's 1. 1, 2, 1, 1. And then you keep doing this pattern, and then you end up with a big ass triangle. Like, the output should be, let's see. This is the C# one. This is what my output is supposed to be. And you're supposed to show, like, so how many names?
This
Is freaking crazy.
vid hand.
So then, how many names does the integer 100,000 have? The integer 100,000 has this many number of names. I can't even read this number. 274935105. That's how many names it has. So I have to like compute that and print out all these results.
Okay, so.
Hey. So, yeah.
Centralican says, this is also going to be a data type problem.
Yeah? Is that what this would fall under? Oh, yeah, because how are you? This number is too big for an int. So you basically, actually in this C# code, I did notice, just briefly looking through, I didn't really read through it, but they use big integer and they're using the math or system.numerics because the freaking thing is so big.
Centralican says, You can't use an int for that, and unless you get a formula for directly computing it, you're not using a float either to count it to those big numbers.
Yeah, it's so big.
Centralican says, here soon there's a formula for it.
You mean that for printing out the value of this, that there's a formula? I think so, because if you were to do this by manually checking,
it feels like a combinatorics problem.
Yeah, because if you were to manually compute all of these results, the program would never finish running. And on average, this program takes like at the most like 20 seconds to run. It's not supposed to take forever.
Centralican says, if you were to need to count up to that, they never get that number. Centralican says,
so I'm not supposed to brute force this number, I guess. Except, I mean, I can brute force the smaller values, right? Up to like 10 or something.
Says, let's say you have 2, et.
So it's like I can, for the lower values, I should be able to brute force that.
2, et.
Here's a detail. 2, 1, 1. Are you talking about in the triangle? Or what is 2, 1, 1? What is 4, 2, 1, 1?
Centralican says, every pattern you can mark with 2, et, you can mark after the 4.
Every pattern you can make with 2, 1, 1, you can make after the 4.
Centralican says, so you get 2, et, and 2, 2.
I'm trying to understand that. So you have 2, 1. So these are the names, right? 2
and et.
Let me go back and look at the. Oh yeah, here's the triangle. Let me scroll in.
Centralican says, actually Sholve started with that.
Oh, can we go back and start with that one? Maybe it'll make sense. Every pattern you can make with. Oh, you mean like. Oh wait, because it's like 1, 1, and then it goes up triangle 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I don't know. But every pattern you can make with this, you can make with this, and then you can use that to make this, and you can use that to make this.
4, you have ett.
Something like that.
Ett nummertecken 2.
So with 4, you have
nummertecken 2, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 4. So with 4, you have 1, 1, 1, 1.
Centralican says, if you have something.
Oh yeah, we go down the triangle. So you're saying we have 1, 1, 1.
You can
Wait, I don't know. I'm trying to
into
understand this. 4, you have 1, 1, 1, 1, number 2. One, one, number 2, 2. Into it. So instead of recomputing, you're just like using old results to or something to cheat and be like, yeah, we already know this would compute into this, something like that.
Centralican says, actually give me a sec, I'll write them all out.
Okay. Maybe it'd be easier if like I saw you draw this or something. Maybe if I could see this visually, because I have a hard time understanding the structure.
Centralican says, ett nummertecken 2, ett nummertecken 2, 2 nummertecken 3, ett nummertecken 4. Centralican says, 4.
I don't know what the...
Ett nummertecken 4, 2,
wow.
ett nummertecken 4, 2, 2 nummertecken 4, 3, ett nummertecken 4, 4.
I don't know what is the pound sign you're using, what this represents. Oh, wait, I see. Wait, no, I don't know. I think you mean like 1, 1 can be combined into 2.
Centralican says, it's just
no,
a visual separator.
Oh, it's just oh, I thought it was meaning something like number 2. Like, cause okay. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 2. 2, Wait, one, or you're just writing all the different combinations. But I'm trying to understand that we copy everything into it. Like, if we start from the bottom of the I guess technically the top of the pyramid. Like everything from okay, we'll call the top the bottom. I just think it's easier. This is the bottom, and then this is the top down here. But everything up here can like slide up into the next part. So this represents 2. So there's one that's 2. So this could be 2. Wait, no, what?
Centrally
Damn
can
it.
says, he hate
No, I
typing
don't know.
this out. You
It's
know
confusing
what
to
you
think
mean, but
about.
typing it sucks.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even sure how I would exactly solve this problem, but I do know. Well, here's what I do know. What I do know is every single number can be broken down into ones. Like, at the simplest, you can go 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus
Centrally
1
can says,
over and over
so,
again.
you break
And
it
then you
up
just have to
into
keep
2
combining
parts.
the ones. You just have to keep combining the ones into different combinations and doing this until you run out of combinations of combining all the ones in different ways. I guess. Like, I understand, like, I think you can do it like that, but I'm not sure how each step bleeds into the next step, like how you can just recycle your results from the previous step and use it to understand the next step. I'm
Centrally
not
can
really
says,
sure on
en
what that
högerriktad
means.
till en remainder.
M to n, m minus n. Okay, what are these variables standing for? Oh, wait, just random number, like m
Centrally
is,
can
okay.
says, så. 8 högerriktad pil 1, 7 nummertecken 2, 6 nummertecken 3, 5, etc.
So what's happening, like, with words, like, we're trying to find all the names of 8s. I'm just going to use their wording. And then to find all the names of 8, is that what you're doing? N is, okay, I don't know what n is at all, actually.
Centrally
It seems
can says,
arbitrary.
the 7 will end up being every pattern that we had for that previous number in the sequence. Centrally can
Every
says,
pattern that
in
we
the example used, it was 4.
had for the previous number in the sequence.
Centrally can says, 4 had those patterns.
So what, you're going to like multiply it?
Centrally can says, 1, 1, 1, 1 nummertecken 2, 1, 1 nummertecken 2, 2 nummertecken 3, 1 nummertecken 4.
Wait, are we able to use the smaller numbers? I feel like those numbers are too big for me. I like the one at the top, just 1. 1 has one name, 1. There is no 1 plus 1 to equal 1. So just 1.
Centrally can
That
says,
one's,
what I'm getting at is that you can use the previous answers to find the next answer.
yeah. Like, I can kind of vaguely understand why you can do this, because everything's just a combination of the previous stuff, right? Like you could say all of the stuff down here, like at the very top you have 1. All of this is made up of ones. Like, you can take smaller numbers to make bigger numbers, so that makes sense that you can use the results of these smaller numbers to get the bigger ones, but I don't like understand the specific details of how this happens and what, visually what things is happening. Like, for example, it's like I could say, like,
Centrally can
multiplication. It's like,
says,
oh yeah,
though.
I understand that when you multiply, it gets bigger by that number, but I don't know what that looks
Centrally
like.
can says, It is sorted though, isn't it?
Kind of.
Centralican says. That complicates things.
Oh, what complicates things? What, that's sorted? What's sorted? What do you mean? No, order doesn't matter.
Centralican says. I can't have 2, 6, 2.
Like 1 and
Centralican
2 and 2
says.
and
I
1 are the
think.
same here, are counted as the same.
Centralican says. Id.
Wait, is that what you mean? I don't know. It's a really difficult problem. Anyway, here's the math part where they talk about the actual math part that I can't even really follow at all.
Centralican says. I mean 2, 6, 2 isn't
Demonstrate
distinct
this
from 6,
function.
2, 2.
Optionally note that the sum of the nth row p is the integer partition function. Where that is. P1, 2, 3. If your environment is able, plot p to the n against n for n equals 1 to
Centralican says.
999.
Which means what I was just thinking or doesn't work quite as neatly.
Oh. Oh. Oh, so what you were thinking was off, actually? What's actually happening?
Centralican says. Since it a double count.
Oh! Oh, you were including all the different other combinations, like swapping the numbers, you were including that in your count. Yeah.
Centralican says. They have counted 6, 2, 2 nummertecken 2, 6, 2 nummertecken 2, 2, 6 as all separate.
622, 262, 22. Yeah, order, I see. And I guess doing it that way, your way, where the order count it,
Centralican
count
says.
it,
The thing is, it's
would have
actually
been
a lot
simpler.
easier to do it double counting like that than it is to note.
Yeah. I see.
Centralican says. It is they take some thought to weed that out.
Yeah, so okay, so even for you, this isn't just like an easy problem where you're like, yeah, I know the solution for sure. Yeah. this is difficult.
Centralican says.
It's
I
like the
really don't
rules
like their formatting.
the
I
rules of
say
what you
that.
need to do
I
are
think
not
it
that
suits us.
complicated, but how the hell to solve this is actually really complicated. I hate their formatting. It took me so long just to figure out what the question was. And I'm like, what even is this weird triangle? Like, I don't understand what these are representing. I actually have to get the help of I had to like look on a bunch of different web pages and then ask AI and all the things to just try to figure out what the hell this triangle was. And then I was like, oh, that's what each of these numbers is representing. It's interesting. 1 plus 1, 2.
Centralican says. This is some shit pulled straight from OES.
Wait, I thought of something. Maybe. What is OES? I have an idea for, I don't know if this is like dumb or not or wouldn't
Centralican
work.
says.
But
I'm
like you could
willing
do
to
it.
bet
What if you have
infinity
like an
that it's on
algorithm
OES.
that it's like when I hit 4 ends, when I hit, because that's the number, like you're done solving it when you hit 4, because that once you hit the integer 4, you found all the names of 4. Once you hit number 3, you found all the names of 3. So what if you do it like this? You always start by doing 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 until you reach your number. That'll always be where you start. So you can find your starting point and you can find your ending point just by doing that. And then you start, once you have your 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, whatever, keep going forever, then you start by combining the first two, and it becomes 2 plus 1 plus 1, and then that's your second number. And then you take the next 1 plus 1s and combine it into 2. And then you take the next 1 plus 1s and combine it into 2. So 2 plus 2 plus 2, like let's say you had 6. And you keep doing that until you run out of 1s to combine into 2s. And then you then you go back in time. You go all the way back to 2. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. You all go all the way back there, and then you combine the 1 into a 3. And then you just go 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 until you reach the number. And then you start combining them into 2s. Or, I don't know, I'm trying to think about. There has to be some type of, like, brute force way you can, like, get this. And then you start making them into sets of 3 plus 2 and 3 plus 2 and 3 plus 2 and 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, and then you reach the end, and then you combine it into 4, and then you just like 4 plus 2 and 4 plus 2. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. That might be a little off, but maybe there's like a way to like loop through this and get a count.
Centralican says, it's a combinatorics problem. I don't have an answer at the top of my head.
Yeah. Are these supposed to be hard? Are combinatorics things in general supposed to be really like annoying? Because they seem really annoying. What kind of math do you need to do combinatorics? Is it like algebra? I'm just curious. Like, what kind of math would be good to know to try to solve problems like
Centralican
this?
says, anything I could come up with at the top of my head would probably run into some problem with
I
numbers bigger
see.
than like 5. Centralican says,
Basically puzzles.
combinatorics are basically puzzles.
But like algebraic puzzles or what? What kind of puzzles are these?
Centralican says, but mathified.
Ooh. Gross.
Centralican says, like, how many ways can you sort an elements?
So probability in algebra? Is that what that is? It's like statistics? No. I'm just trying to also understand like what branch of math this belongs to.
Centralican says, or how many ways can you choose an elements
That's
out of
probability.
co-elements with repeat or without repeat?
So I shouldn't need calculus, right, for this kind of thing. It's just like algebra and thinking algebra, kind of, right?
Centralican says, it shows up in probability, yeah, but
It's not
it's
the
not the same
same.
as probability.
Oh, you're basically saying it's like its own thing. Is that what you mean? Like it's its own field, or should be treat it like, oh, it's not like algebra or calculus. It's
Centralican
just its
says,
own
probability asterisk uses asterisk combinatorics.
combinatorics. Ugh. Do some googling. Branch of
Centralican says, just do calculus and then you'll never have to worry about whether or not something needs calculus. You'll know immediately.
yeah, yeah. Basically, you're right. Discrete mathematics. Oh, that's where it falls under.
Centralican says, but yeah, combinatorics is discrete, so it's not calculus, since calculus is about continuous
Holy
functions usually.
polish. Oh. Right after completing high school algebra and pre-calculus. So you don't actually need calculus to start doing discrete math, but you would do algebra first, at least, and probably pre-calc. It usually doesn't occur as a standalone. Calculus is not a strict prerequisite. The two branches study different things. Calculus deals with continuous math, while discrete math deals with distinct separated values. So in theory, this discrete math should be easier. I guess so. Maybe. Greece was not calculus. Oh. Okay. That's cool. Okay, time to get my Unity stuff out of the way. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to give you a preview of that problem because yeah, it just looks really annoying. I mean, maybe I will in the future give it a shot at trying to solve it, and I just might not be able to get to a solution because that one's really
Centralican says,
difficult.
time to boot up Unity so that we can close it and
No,
wrap up the day.
literally. Yes, exactly. Poor Unity, we're being so mean to it right now.
Centralican says, I've found combinatorics to be somewhat interesting but very confusing.
Oh, really? That's slightly terrifying because you're really, really good with, I think you are. You're really good with numbers. So if you find something difficult to think about, then it's probably really difficult to think about as a problem. Damn.
Centralican says, part of it though is that they learn through self-discovery. Mileage may vary
Hmm.
if you study existing knowledge. Centralican says, it's a
Mental
lot
overhead.
of
Yeah.
mental overhead.
Hmm. I think I once heard something like that discrete math and combinatorics and all that stuff shows up a lot in computer science. So
Centralican
you would
says,
think like
and a
that
lot
it would
of,
just
you think you have a solution except it doesn't work when you go past fem.
yeah, that is what's gonna happen basically if I try to solve this. It's like, oh, I think I have a solution that's just gonna fit everything and it might work for three numbers. And this stuff has already happened to me. Like it happened when I was doing the prime number problem where I got it to work for like two numbers. And then I didn't understand how the rest of the cases were a little bit different because like one and two are a little special when dealing with primes, and this is oh, it's annoying, so annoying. Ugh. Ah.
Centralican says, yeah, combinatorics is closer to general computer science, but because it's math, it's automatically
It's
way more
automatically way
confusing
more
now.
confusing. Yes. Yeah. So I think of it like I guess it's like it's computer science, but worse. Computer science in its absolute worst form. Combinatorics.
Centralican says, computer science is fun and dopamine, math is tedious and sleep deprivation and
This
headaches.
tedious and sleep deprivation and headaches. I love that quote. This is exactly how I feel about these topics, yes. I thought you liked math though, corrupt? And you like numbers. In some ways, I guess I thought you liked sleep deprivation and headaches.
Centralican says,
You
actually
actually
pick
picked
the
the
fun
parts of
parts.
math you like, not the other headache parts. I see. That's fun. It's really relatable.
Centralican says, the fun parts turned out to be a complex analysis.
Wow. See, I think the combinatrix problems or whatever, all those crazy things, seem more fun, even if I don't know how to solve them well myself. I think on the surface they seem more fun than complex analysis, like that stuff, and then complex numbers and stupid things like that. Now that it's just cruel. Like when things get like theoretical, it's just no. I don't like infinite. Infinity's not real. It's not real. It can't hurt me. It's not real. Okay, Unity's finally open.
In this lecture, we're adding a
Centralican
couple of
says,
extra
what? You don't want to learn how to raise a number to the 3 plus 4i power.
Ugh, that sounds so. No! No! No, what even? No, I don't! Okay, I mean, I'm curious about it, but that is like. There's nothing more brain breaking than that. Like that type of math is like it's like constantly feels like okay, imagine we have something that's not real, but it is real, but it's like also
Centralican
not
says,
real.
it's actually
Do you
something
understand?
you can
It's like
somewhat do
what?
behind.
Why did you just hmm okay. Let's get this Unity stuff out of the way and
In
done
this
with.
lecture, we're adding some collision so that our player can bloop, land on the ground, and the ground has collision, and the player has collision, and everything works fantastically. So let's jump in and get started. What we need to do is prefab our player so that we can use our player in different levels, and also if we accidentally delete our player, we can get it back easily. So let's create a new folder in our assets directory, right click, create folder called prefabs.
Okay. Oh my. But yeah. Well, also thanks for telling me like what my area of math this different stuff
Centralican
falls
says,
under because
a
I'm just
big part of it
very
really
curious
is
about where things
demystifying
go,
the math
so I
functions
know
you
how to like
typically
look up
delegate
stuff
off
and
to the
find information
computer
about
and
different
treat as a
topics.
black box.
Yeah, yeah, they are very mysterious, especially quaternions. Especially. Anyway,
Centralican says, functions like pow, skewed, sin, cos.
yeah, yeah, the weird mystical, yeah, that do weird things and they make stuff happen that you want to happen, and they just do it in a way that seems so
Centralican says,
arbitrary.
like, you can actually compute sine and cosine by hand to a decent precision easily.
Oh,
Centrally can says.
Why
a
do I
little
have
tediously
this?
but easily.
Close this. We're done with this. Oh my god, Visual Studio wants to update. Fine. It's fine. Oh. Updating it's actually usually like pretty slow for some reason. Oh wait, no, that's fine. I'm not using Visual Studio in this tutorial. Actually, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be back in Visual Studio with Unity because, like, finally they're going to be doing coding again. Like, about time. So much editor stuff. Which actually is kind of fun. Like, I feel like I'm starting to know my way a little better on the editor, so I'm starting to dislike it less. There are some things that are kind of cool about the editor as well.
Centrally
And
can
then
says. Kost x är lika med ett x i kvadrat 2 plus x upphöjd 4 4 x upphöjd 6 6 plus x upphöjd 8 8. Centrally can says. Follows a simple pattern.
Wow.
And I'm sure you remember this, but if we open up that folder, all we need to do is drag assets directory, right click, create folder called prefabs, and then I'm sure you remember this, but if we open up that folder, all we need to do is drag the player from our hierarchy into the prefabs folder. It will turn blue and get the little prefab symbol. It also means if we were to delete the player and thought to ourselves, oh, that was a mistake, you can drag the player back in and it will reappear. That's the benefit of prefabbing.
Centrally can says. If you put that into Desmos and compare it against the graph of cos x, you can actually see it warp
Prefabs.
itself into the shape of cos x. It's pretty cool.
Drag. It slowly gets closer and closer into cosine x and starts to approximate it. Hey, cool. Since, like, supposedly, like, I guess sine waves can be used to represent any kind of motion at all, with just the combination of sine waves, any kind of sound, or any kind of visual. This one guy, I can link you the video, he made an entire game that was just sine waves. Like, the sine waves were the visuals, the sine waves were the audio, and the sine waves were the animations, represented the way the and drew to the screen and made the animations move and played sounds, and it's like all sine waves and represented color values too. Like, if in a computer everything is nan, then in the, I don't know, in the real world, is everything just waves?
Next up, what we need to do is have a look at collision on our platform. We don't want to be colliding with the background. We don't want to be colliding with the water necessarily, although maybe we will in the future. It will turn blue and get the little prefab symbol. It also means if we were to delete the player and thought to ourselves, oh, that was a mistake, you can drag the player back in and it will reappear. That's the benefit of prefabbing. Next up, what we need to do is
Sine waves can't represent asterisk all asterisk motion, but they can represent all periodic motion.
But it's like if you combine them together, doesn't it? And overlay them and do it in different patterns, then you can end up getting, if you combine enough of them, then you end up getting any motion you want.
If you chop it up and stitch it together, then you get all
Yeah, that's what they were doing. Not just like one pure one or something, but they were just overlaying and chopping up, and then in the end, all the data in the game was exclusively represented with sine waves, which is crazy. Actually, I can show that to you because it's kind of a cool video. You can watch a little bit of it. It's a little long, but when I'm done with this Unity stuff, I can show that to you. It's cool if you want to see it. This is a cool video, and it's playable. He like posted it online so that you can play the little game he made with it. I think he even straight up made like a custom engine just for this project.
have a look at collision on our platform. We don't want to be colliding with the background. We don't want to be colliding with the water necessarily, although maybe we will in the future. But for now, we need to make sure we're clicked on platforms when we're doing any of this behavior, because we need to be adding things to the platform's game object, which is the tile map, platform's tile map. I'm going to roll up a couple of these things so that we can see it on the screen nice and easily. First of all, we need to add a component, which is going to be tile map collider 2D. What that does is put a collider around each of the tiles we've got in our world. So you can see the little green boxes around everything. That's not so good because we get these little tiny little gaps between things in here where there's a collision there and a collision there, and we can get stuck on those things quite a lot. So it's okay as a starting point, but we want to have something that is a little bit more seamless so we're not getting stuck in these cracks here. And the way we do that is to add another component, which is the composite collider 2D. When we add that, it also adds a rigid body 2D for us so that we can have use the physics system. The body type in here, we want to change from dynamic to static on our rigid body, because at the moment, we're not going to be moving any of our platform. We may have moving platforms in the future, but I'd probably put that on a different layer, a different tile map, so it's not on our rigid. When we add that, it also adds a seamless, so we're not getting stuck in these cracks here. And the way we do that is to add another component, which is the composite dynamic to static on our rigid body, because at the moment we're not going to be moving any of our platform. We may have moving platforms in the future, but I'd probably put that on a different layer, a different tile map, so it's not on this same sort of general world platforms tile map. So I'll put that to static, and then we can close that up for now so we're not looking at it just for the moment. And the composite collider component, the way that we get the benefit of that is we go out to our tile map collider and see composite operation. If I drag this out far enough, operation. And at the moment, there's none. So it's not doing any composite joining on our tile map collider. Now that we've got this composite collider 2D, we have this option to do some cool stuff here. We are going to use merge. So it basically merges together the collision and says, wherever you've got the join, we don't need to present the join. We're just showing the outline. We're doing what is around the outside of our platform. You can see it's made it very nicely in there, the whole way around the outside.
But yeah, learning about that different math stuff and how it works under the hood is good because it expands your understanding of it and allows you to much more easily expand your capability to utilize it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, and we don't need to present the join. We're just showing the outline. We're doing what is around the outside of our platform. You can see it's made it very nicely in there, the whole way around the outside. It's as simple as that, and it's fantastic in a way of just getting collision on our platforms. If I was to test this out, let's see if we can find our tile palette. our rule tile. Make sure we're clicked on our platforms. If I add a new piece of platform in there, you can see, or maybe you can't see because I need to do something here. Let's find our tile map renderer, just turn that off. You can see that it's extended the green box collision seamlessly and easily when we added new elements to our scene. So I'm just going to undo that new bit there. And up here, you can see it's creating that green outline around our platform. Very handy. And so the next thing in this flow is we need to undo that new bit there. And up here, you can see it's creating that green outline around our platform. Very handy. And so the next thing in this flow is we need to make sure that our player can bump into and have a conversation with the world itself. So to do that, we need to add some things to our player. I'm going to give that to you as a challenge. Challenge is to make your player fall and land. So we have a bit of gravity in there and we have some collision stuff and a few other nifty things. I don't want to give you all the clues, but you need to figure out what components we need to add to the player so that when we push play, the player falls and lands on the ground.
Visual Studio is still updating. It's funny. That's how long it takes. It's very slow. For me. Okay, tile maps, platforms. Let's grab the player. Put him here. Oh, I ended up painting the platforms as the background. Rip. Which is fine, I guess, because I can just go erase all of that. Wait, what? Erase. Tile. Here. Gosh. Hey, it may have finished updating. Nope, it's not. Oh, I've got to change the platform to static.
Centrally Kansas, you killed them.
Mm-hmm. He died. Yeah. What the hell? He fell
Centrally
through the
Kansas,
platform.
TT's getting super delayed or something.
Oh. Yeah, it's really laggy for me right now, too. Oh, TTS is getting super delayed. I see. Yeah, it might be because the... Yeah, I don't know. I think Visual Studio finished updating itself. Could just be the servers, because there's some days like the servers doesn't even work at all, because I'm relying on them to,
Centrally Kansas, I hope you make a troll level lika modern SMM2 troll levels.
Hmm. Okay, I changed my thing to static and my platform is still falling. The freaking platform should not be
Centrally Kansas,
should
okay,
not be
so
falling. Oh, it's not falling. Never mind. It's just not colliding. Does the player also have to have a collider? Really?
Centrally
Oh wait, that
Kansas,
makes sense.
it's
Actually,
actually
yeah.
too
Never
late
mind.
for me at
I'm
this point to play
silly.
GT4, so
It
you
does
won't
also
be
need a
able to today.
collider. Because otherwise, it doesn't know where the boundary is of the object. It just, yeah. Okay, this looks good. There we go. Look at him.
So what I mean by falling is at the moment, where are we? I'll just probably put him in a better spot over here. Well, I need to be in the camera. I'm just going to delete a little bit of my platform up there because I find it's getting in the way. So I'm going to hit the erase, just erase some of this. There we go. Bit of a cavern roof now that's off
it never matches what you
the
see.
camera. I'm just
Oh, wow. That's so mean. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna make the hitbox really off on purpose so I can get that classic retro game feel.
going to delete a little bit of my platform up there because I find it's getting in the way. So I'm going to hit the erase, just erase some of this. There we go. Bit of a cavern roof now that's off the camera. Okay. Okay, so what do I mean by grabbing the platform up there because I find it's getting in the way. So I'm going to hit the erase, just erase some of this. There we go. Bit of a cavern roof now that's off the camera. Okay, so what do I mean by grabbing and dropping? Well, if we have our player a little bit higher up, when we click play, we want to go bump and land on the ground. So that That's the main part of your challenge. For bonus points, figure out how to ensure the player doesn't fall over and land on its face. And there's a hint there in terms of what sort of collider that I recommend you use, because it's possible for them to fall over. So there's your challenge. Pause the video. See you back here when you're done.
Oh, I'm supposed to use a collider that makes him not fall over. I guess box one. I guess the idea is don't use a circle collider because then he'll start rolling. Well, literally, yeah. Yep, can't do basic things. Reminds me of like a lot of games. It's so annoying, like getting stuck on. Like I was like, I'm stuck on nothing. Oh my god, I'm like stuck slightly in the floor. Like so stupid.
Let's click on our player. The first thing we need to add on here is what I think we need to add, some sort of collider. I will add a capsule collider 2D, because I want to have some smoothness so he's not getting stuck on edges. I find if you have it square, then or a box, then it can get stuck on edges.
What? Okay, he's going for the round one.
Lets you change the direction the cannons face, but they always have a square hitbox no matter what. I remember this from a Carl Sagan 42 video somewhere. He could probably find it.
Huh.
So a little bit wide, a little bit circular. I'm going to click on the Edit Collider button and bring that capsule in a little bit. Make sure it's nice and tight. There we go. That's step one. We've got a collider. What's step two is to add a rigid body. Make sure it's the 2D version of the rigid body. Let's have a look in here. Dynamic, yes, because we're running around. A little bit of gravity, yes, 1 on the gravity scale. Excellente. Let's see if that's working now, actually. Click on play. We want the character to drop and go blunk and hit the ground.
You can play GT for tomorrow, but it has to be
and hit the ground. Excellent.
And
I'm going to artificially show you what I mean here. If I rotate the player a little bit, boop, it falls on his face. Kind of funny. In that way. So what we need to do while clicking on the player is to scroll down to constraints, and in here we want to freeze rotation. So we can't do this rotation clockwise or anti-clockwise. Now when I click on play, should just drop to the ground and hang out there and not do anything more fancy than that. So droppy, pop, yep, and then just idling, and we can run and we can climb. Good stuff.
Oh, I didn't know there was like a freeze constraint setting. Okay, so box collider 2D was bad because it'll get stuck on things, apparently. My bad. Let's delete it. Even though I worked so hard to put it on nicely. Capsule collider.
Centrally Kansas. What's bad because of why?
The box one has a tendency to get stuck on corners and edges of things. Like I could use that box collider, but it gets stuck more often. So he recommends just like run less issues with the capsule. So let's do that. Rigid body, constraints, freeze, Z rotation. Ah, there he is.
Centrally Kansas. Oh, no, that's fine. Most games solve that with 2 colliders, an extra one for the feet that lets you snap onto surfaces.
Oh, wow.
Centrally says, nobody uses a capsule collider for 2D players.
He used one.
Centrally says, the tutorial is doing it weird.
Yeah, well, it is like Kubernetes is for beginners and it's supposed to be basic and introduce you to Unity system. So they're keeping it simple and not doing a bunch of extra stuff.
Centrally says, keeping it simple and wrong JP.
Wow. But as long as the other colliders on the player have edges, like the player could still get stuck a little, or it depends on like how they jump or what they hit. But maybe they could get stuck
Centrally
a little.
says, but yeah, that's what most games do, even 3D ones too.
The last step in this whole process that I usually fancy than that. So droppy, 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 pop, yep, and then just idling, and we can run and we can climb. Should just drop to the ground and hang out there and not do anything more fancy than that. So droppy, droppy, droppy. Do this rotation clockwise or anti-clockwise.
Now you should be able to jump.
I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. Push this in.
Now when I click on play, should just drop to the ground and hang out there and not do anything more fancy than that. So droppy, 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 pop, yep, and then just idling, and we can run and we can climb. Good stuff. The last step in this whole process that I usually forget, but let's not forget, is we've made some changes to our prefab. So I'm going to click on the overrides and apply all. So that has all been applied back to the prefab, which is good practice for when we want to be loading this character in different levels. There we go. We have added some collision. I'll see you in the next lecture.
Cool. Let me just make sure that the next lecture has code in it, so that tomorrow it's like, yes, I'll be doing some code. Yeah, it has. Okay. So I don't have to worry about more 15 square puzzle game headaches tomorrow. I'll just be real chill and do some simple coding. Should be simple. Probably make some kind of mistake that makes it not simple. Right. Apply.
Centrally says, pill-bodied
Overrides.
user this guy is.
Apply all. Cool. Yeah, I can save here. And then close this. We're done for the day. I'll quickly show you look through just a little bit of the sine wave game because it's cool. And then we can play. And then I don't have to go to bed at like 3 a.m. in the morning or whatever. Or actually, no, it's just, yeah. What is this location? Oh, it is Yellowstone.
Centrally says, he
I
can
thought
play.
this was
It's
Yellowstone.
too late
Like,
for me today to play GTFO.
ah, okay. Well, I can show you this video. At least I can relax the rest of the evening.
Centrally can ses 5
Whether or
PM
not you should be able to
is
jump.
ny
Oh,
cut-off
that
time
makes
for starting our
sense.
game.
Because if you're not touching the ground, then you shouldn't be able. Oh. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Fill bodied. Okay, that's good. Good to know. It's good to know.
Centrally can ses close to noon is my most preferred time.
Okay. This one.
What's good for career politician Ralph Norman isn't good for South Carolina. Norman supported a massive gas.
This is a sign.
Centrally can
Wow.
ses I've seen this in Discord.
Hey, okay, you have seen this. Okay, it's cool.
Centrally can ses man you must love this politician.
Yeah, and YouTube is straight up doxing me with its targeted
Centrally can ses
geolocation
he haven't
ads.
watched it though.
Oh wait, it's cool. Damn it. It's cool. I'll show you a little bit. I'll have to. Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to watch the politician ad again. He has cool visuals. He has really nice visuals that show
They put
the
100,000
principles
people
about how
on
certain things he
one
made
arm
them.
and gave me a bed on deck 943. No elevator, only
At least this
ladders.
one's like a
People
game
fell every night. I climbed down for
trailer.
breakfast. 3 hours.
AI
This
game trailer.
Is a sine wave. And when you combine a bunch of them, they can make any image, any sound, and any motion. So can I make a
Centrally
video
can
game
ses,
that doesn't
now
have a
vet
single
if is this mobile game ad shit.
image file or MP3, no assets, but generates them all in real time using just sine waves?
Yeah, there's no assets. It's just sine waves being made.
For this project, I'm going to code tools, write a custom audio engine, and over-engineer pretty much everything to make the art, fonts, sound effects, music, and gameplay using sine. Because sine waves are underrated, and I want to honor them to the fullest degree. Alright, to make this game with sine waves, we'll need to create a few things. We need a new way to draw all the graphics and animations, including the fonts and the interface. We need to generate all the sound effects and music, and then maybe we could package it all in an absurd way? I don't know. So yeah, to understand why
Yeah, I don't know. He's a masochist. Why would you do this? This is crazy.
sine waves are powerful, let's start with sound real quick, since it's simple enough. This is what a single sine wave sounds like.
Centrally can ses
Yeah, just
and
one
their array indices are sine waves.
Wow.
Perfect, smooth tone. It can be played faster, slower, louder, and quieter, but something cool happens when we add a bunch of them together. If we align the sine waves
Centrally can
just
ses
right,
Cineos when.
This is where things get weird. Is like that he shows like when you align the sine waves, it changes their shape and makes them different. They have sharp edges and crap. Sine waves.
we get a sawtooth wave. Neat. Or if you combine only half of them, we end up with a square wave. Or if you combine them in this way, you get a triangle wave. Turns out, you could create literally any waveform just by combining sine waves. We'll use this and more techniques to make the sound effects and music in this experiment. But a similar idea can be used in 2 dimensions. If we control how high up or down this dot is by fixing it to a sine wave, then we control how far left and right it is by fixing it to a copy of the sine wave, then as long as we offset one side by a quarter turn, the dot goes in a perfect circle. Just like before, we can add in a
Centrally
higher
can
frequency
ses
sine.
VTV
and-
think
He
that
makes
sine waves thing is
circle!
the entire thing that Fourier transforms are about.
Oh wow, that's cool. So maybe this is why sine shows up so much and people were talking about like circles and stuff like that of that nature.
Centralican says, hey, it's the complex number unit circle thing we went over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in this case, it makes
Cool.
like a cloud or some loops. But what's mind-blowing is if we combine the right set of these sine waves, we can create a square.
Ooh.
Or a triangle. Or a duck. You could make any shape with just basically one set of sine waves. One common way to picture the same thing is by connecting a chain of rotating circles together. Higher pitched sine waves spin faster, and louder sine waves are larger. When you trace the path that the last circle makes, we get our desired shape. It's approximately magic, but whether we're combining waves to create sound or
Hey, okay.
combining circles to create shapes, in the end, we're just adding different frequencies of sine waves together. And I know this idea as the Fourier transform, or using the Fourier series.
Yep, you got it. Now he's saying it.
Because Joseph Fourier believed in the power of sine.
Oh, it's Fourier. He's fancy.
As do I. Okay, what's the goal of the game that we're making about sine waves? You wave signs? Sine wavers? Savor wines? Well, yes, we'll be waving signs, sort of. But to make this game, we first need to make the universe, of course.
Fourier transforms are all about breaking down a signal into its individual sine wave components.
Oh, like basically taking that complicated thing and then finding all the individual circles, like that stuff. That's cool. Kind of.
Course. I can create a planet by just combining like a low frequency, high amplitude circle with.
Ooh, what language is this?
Centralican says, it's used a lot. Centralican says, in signal processing everywhere.
I think this isn't C# because of this colon, amplitude colon float, phase colon float. I don't think this is C#.
Centralican says, this is some weird language.
This is some weird language. Maybe it's C++. Maybe.
Centralican says,
Is
it's
it?
not C#, it's not C, it's not Java, it's not Python.
It's not C? Really? How do you... Which part's weird? Which part makes it look weird? Like other than the colon, it doesn't look weird to me. It looks all very like standard. Except for whatever this is with the brackets. Whatever the hell ground harmonics equals and then brackets. Curly brace. Like what? What's that?
Smaller.
Centralican says, the colon and info loop are not syntax you see in C.
Oh. So it is some weird language. Oh, this could be like Godot script. No, Godot script is based off of Python.
Centralican says,
I
ask
don't
the
know.
AI.
No, I think he's using his own. I feel lazy. I'll just accept that it's a weird language that I don't want to learn.
Centralican
high frequency
says,
bumps.
maybe he's coding in a custom sinewave based language. Taras
Wow, a custom sinewave language. Hi, Taras.
Which I can randomize. If we reduce the high frequencies each time, now we have a cool depth effect. I'll get to grass and wind physics in a bit, but yeah, circles are boring. To make more complicated, more recognizable shapes, like the duck from earlier, I really have to be able to draw the shape and then convert it to all the right sine wave frequencies. You know, I can't just guess. So I built a simple tool. On the left side, I can draw any shape I want, and behind the scenes, it just transforms it into the frequency domain using a Fourier transform. So it becomes a bunch of sine waves.
Oh.
I wrote a slow version of the Fourier transform, but
Oh, that's what that is.
that's totally fine for this use case. It's only used for creating the assets, not actually displaying them in the final game. To display all the frequencies as a shape again on the right, it just has to combine all the sine waves again. And that's basically how my game will render out the shapes, never storing the original drawing, just sine
Wow.
waves.
Oh, it's so gross looking.
The absurdity and effort that goes into all of this makes me need to answer the question, are there any practical reasons to use Fourier transforms in a game like this? Well, first of all, I was surprised. This tool is definitely not as intuitive to use as I would have thought. Because we're drawing it back out more detailed and smooth than the original input shape is, sometimes a high frequency artifact will ripple through the whole output, making it look extra wiggly. Usually I could nudge the points around to smooth things out, and in some cases I might also want to just remove all the tiny, less important sine waves altogether, and that's what this slider is for. If I slide it all the way down, it renders out just one pair of sine waves, a good old circle. And if I keep sliding it up, it adds more and more frequencies until it's, maximum detail. And that is a form of compression. I can remove all the unimportant frequencies and end up with a similar looking shape, which saves data and processing power. That's a huge reason to use Fourier transforms. The video you're watching right now, is compressed using variations of this algorithm called asymmetric discrete sine transform and discrete cosine transform.
What things are actually compressed with this? What?
MP3s, JPEGs, and MP4s use these algorithms, and it helps compress stuff to a smaller file size without losing too much quality. This is what causes that bubbly sound of a super compressed MP3 audio file. It's the beeps of the sine waves blipping in and out real quickly. This is also why if you zoom into a super compressed deep fried video or JPEG, you can see little ripple patterns. You're seeing the sine waves that make up the image. I'll play around with JPEG compression as a real-time effect in the game later. So because of sine compression, the duck is around half the file size of an SVG file, mostly because an SVG file includes curve information, whereas sine waves are naturally curvy, and a PNG file is even bigger. So at the end of this project, I want to see how much smaller this game is thanks to sine waves. By the way, I added a way to morph between the shapes by fading between the frequencies that make up each keyframe. For example, Here I have a duck, a crow, and a goose. So in between, I guess we have a doe and a cruise, and perhaps a goose circle. Anyway, I'll take the crow as our main character and give it a goofy little walk cycle. So we've got our planet made out of sine waves.
This is really cool. Collision yeah. I'm actually curious how he's going to address this with collision.
And we've got our crow, a mere combination of harmonics. And by changing the starting rotation of all the harmonics, we can rotate the crow to stand on the planet and walk around. I call it crotation. Okay, now let's give the crow the ability to fly.
Yeah, crotation.
So I gave it an airplane. The airplane is made out of 32 animated harmonics, a propeller that I created by hand so I can make it spin convincingly, and 2 circles for the landing wheels. Making the propeller by hand was not at all intuitive to me for some reason. Like, it's weird that the harmonic frequency of 2 gives 3 propeller blades, but like you can't easily make 2 blades, and being slightly off anywhere gives totally wrong results. All I'm saying is I'm glad that I made the drawing tool for more complicated shapes. Finally, here's where I'm going with the game idea. So you're a crow and your business is sign waving, right? So you get tasks from your neighbors about what messages they want you to fly high in the sky. So you collect letters to form their message and fly it over the people below, because no business can run without signs. Clearly, we need a way to display text in the game, so we need to encode a font as sine waves. Dare I call it sign language? I think cursive is a great starting point, so I used my drawing tool to design 26 letters. Then I have them connect together between words, and cursive. It's not super easy to read, I admit, but it's really cool that you could animate the harmonics to make the text wiggle. And we can have it draw in and out by fading the harmonics slowly. Try doing that with your Times New Romans or your Comic Sanses. And that's not enough for me, so I'm gonna make another font. Bubble letters, and they're much more legible. Now we can see what NPCs have to say. Once you're assigned a task, it'll show up in your spiral notebook, the only kind of notebook featuring a sine wave, of course. Then you collect letters by finding them in the sky, in balloons. Yeah, I just need to add a banner still. But there are two ways that I'm thinking to arrange the balloons in space. The first way is by placing them in different rings. If the distance between rings is the same as the distance between balloons on the rings, then they all appear equally spaced apart, which is good. This is how strongholds are positioned in Minecraft. I guess it's because it's like so easy to calculate roughly how close the nearest stronghold is at any location. Just which ring are you in and which section are you in? One time I took this concept to the extreme when I designed the island generator for another game I'm working on. It can create islands anywhere, indefinitely, deterministically, because it's just rings.
Has anyone actually made it to level 4 before? If you're slightly congested,
Yeah, I
use
kind of
level
almost
1.
want to replay that part and hear that. What's the pattern? Oh, create them. Place circles and, well, you have like concentric circles and then place the same number of these circles in even distance from each other in the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, no. There's more than 6 in this ring. Or just place circles and place these little circles in even distance. Oh, okay. From each other in a whole ring around rings, I guess. Just these. Something like that.
The second way to place balloons is by placing them in a spiral. This is a parabolic spiral. If you separate the items on it by just the right value, you get Fogel's spiral. A spiral you probably recognize from seeds and petals and leaves. It's the golden angle, calculated with this. Wait, we can calculate it with sine instead. Okay, we can use the ring system for the balloons since it's speedy, and then we'll use the spiral system for planet placement. That's right, you can fly from one planet to the next in a
Have
plane.
you heard of the end rings?
The end rings? Don't know what that is.
Game logic, yeah. For the grass, I distribute it across the surface of the planet, and they're little sine waves, and they blow in the wind. The wind simulation is basically like a bunch of small connected springs. And just like how gravitational attraction makes a sort of sinusoidal motion, spring attraction makes it too. So I just had to include it. Also, I can just swap it out with water waves, and really it's the exact same thing. Now, of course, we can't have a game with signs without adding signs. Okay, one last thing before I create sounds and
Central
music.
Kansas.
I
In
want a
Minecraft,
mini-map.
When you go out in the end, you get a bunch of islands and structures generating once you get far enough from the main spawn island.
Mm. Oh. Interesting.
Centrally Kansas, but due to a quirk in the algorithm,
Oh,
it
the
has
ring
all
word.
these
Oh.
rooms where nothing generates at all.
Interesting.
So, I drew some plans for a heads-up display for the plane.
Centrally Kansas. It's a bug, but it's pretty
It's got
cool.
an altimeter to show how far up from the ground you are.
Centrally Kansas. There's images of it on Google.
Hmm.
A speedometer, and a map. Maybe it's an analogy for amplitude, frequency, and offset of a sine wave. It's kind of poetic. The speedometer was easy. I just had to draw the dial hand with harmonics, and the rest was pretty straightforward. For the altimeter and map, I want it to feel like a 3D spinning dial. I can map it using a simple sine curve, and it looks decent, but I want it to be more dramatic. I was thinking something more along the lines of that super cool hyperbolic art that MC Escher made. I was MC Escher once, by the way.
I'm Martin Cornelius
Centrally
Escher.
Kansas.
So yeah,
It's the
Escher's
sort of thing
hyperbolic
that takes
drawings-
hours to fly to, so you wouldn't notice it with normal gameplay.
Inspired
See.
me to use hyperbolic tangent to get a similarly infinitely squished effect. And since hyperbolic tangent is just like tangent rotated in the complex plane, don't worry about that. And tangent is just sine over
Oh my god,
cosine
he
and
did something in the complex plane. And then he said to not worry about it, but worry about it.
cosine is just shifted sine. Yeah, we're still honoring sine, right? Anyway, this background is also just part of a sine wave. Simple stuff. Now, we just need to make sound effects and music with sine waves.
Centrally Kansas.
The pitter-
They showed complex number math for a brief moment. Centrally Kansas.
Yeah!
Usually in
Pattern
And
of
then
walk-
he flashed on the screen and said, "Don't worry about it," because he doesn't want to talk about it anymore. That was funny.
Hyperbolic
Here.
tangent to get a similarly
Uh-huh.
infinitely squished effect. And since hyperbolic tangent is just like tangent rotated in the complex plane, don't worry about that. And tangent is just sine over cosine, and cosine is just shifted sine.
He said it
was
so
fine.
ominously.
Yep,
Right?
I've used that in a formula
Don't worry
before.
about that. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Crow. What did you use it for?
Centrally Kansas. Fun fact, that formula is actually how we have inverse for those functions.
Huh. Wow.
Anyway, this background is also
Centrally
just
Kansas. That is one of the few actual uses of the quadratic formula.
One of the few actual uses, lol.
part of a sine wave. Simple stuff. Now, we just need to make sound effects and music with sine waves. The pitter-patter of walking around, jumping, landing, entering the plane, the engine sound, popping balloons, and stuff. Theoretically, I could just find or record these sounds, use a Fourier transform to convert it to sine waves, and then play it back in the game. But that's almost the exact same as just including an MP3 in the files, which would defeat the point. Instead, we will be synthesizing the sounds from scratch. This is how the architecture works for this part. I'll be using audio worklets in the browser. They're little programs that can process audio. For a simple sine wave, I can have parameters for its volume and its pitch, which we can change over time. Layered on top of that is some code that can manage these parameters, so we can change its pitch based on a note on the piano or something. And then finally, I have an audio manager, which simplifies all that down to some easy to use functions called beep or something. Let's start with the sound effect for popping a balloon. For this one, let's get some reference material.
When I opened up Re-Rock, I said our tagline, finally a place you never have to say I'm sorry.
I wasn't always here, but thanks to Purdue Global, I got my literal dream job.
3 years ago,
It's a really short sound, like 0.05 seconds. It looks like a sine wave, like this, but it's got this kind of shape to it, where it ramps up quickly, then decreases in volume. I'll control this with an ADSR envelope. That's attack, decay, sustain, and release. ADSR. That terminology makes a little bit more sense with music instruments, but that's okay, I'm just keeping the convention. Here. Another thing to notice is that the sine wave speeds up during the pop sound, and that's because the pitch is increasing over time, so I've added pitch shifting. In this case, the pop sound over doubled in frequency, meaning the note went up a whole octave on the scale. It seemed to go up 14.5 notes specifically. That sounds so close now, but it's missing something really subtle, but important. Do you see how the sine wave gets all jagged at the start? Let me introduce you to sine's greatest weakness. Its arch enemy, if it had one, random noise. If we look at the frequency spectrogram, you'll see the main sine wave going up in pitch, but at the start, there's every sine wave being active. This is basically white noise. Sine waves are one single pure tone that repeats perfectly. And white noise, on the other hand, has no tone. It's all frequencies happening at random, never repeating. And that's kind of why I think of them as cosmic opposites. But I refuse to admit defeat to random noise. We conquered it last video, and by golly, I'll do it again today. So here is how I approximate a noise generator using just 3 sine waves. It's simple. We do frequency modulation, FM synthesis. You know, the stuff that made iconic bass lines. It's the hallmark of Sega Genesis instruments. And it's hiding pretty much everywhere in sound design.
Sustain. Release. Do we need our sword and shield?
Yes. This guy does a lot. This guy does a lot of stuff. He does math, and he does coding, and he does music, and like, dang.
By modulating the pitch of one sine using another, we can introduce all sorts of harmonics with very little effort. And by modulating the modulation, oh yeah, now we could add so much complexity that it gets close to random noise. So yeah, now I can add 7 milliseconds of that to the pop sound. Yeah, that sounds better.
Centrally kan ses.
But for real though, I'm going to use this method to add texture in all sorts of sounds, like the walking sounds. I can add more layers to the noise, sending some to the left speaker and some to the right speaker. Then we have jumping and landing. For the door sound, I wanted to make that squeak of the hinge using a saw wave, which, you know, is made of sine waves. And I added the click sound with a square wave with FM applied. When the plane rolls on the ground, I went for some wide, low-frequency noise. It's hard to do low-frequency noise with FM, so it'll definitely sound a bit bubbly.
The collision detection aspect of this whole thing.
Yes. I think it's because he's just using the. Yeah, he did. Oh, it's called Hacks. Is his language? I guess. I think that's a language. It's capitalized. The Hacks source. That's a funny name. Oh, it is a. It's a language. I've never heard of this. Hacks is a high-level open-source programming language that compiles into many different target languages from a single code base. Hex translates your code to run on many platforms: JavaScript, C++ and C#, Python, Java, and JVM. Huh. Developers use Hex for building cross-platform applications, tools, and video games. Famous games like Dead Cells and Papers, Please were built using Hex frameworks. That's cool. And here I thought C# was like very multi-platform.
Centrally Kansas. Papers, please. Ha.
Yeah, that's really cool. So we can compile into all these other ones. What? And allows access to each platform's native capabilities. Hex has its own VMs, but can also run in interpreter mode. Hex is a reliable open source technology and is free to use. That's really cool.
Centrally Kansas sounds like its primary utility is a Zaglu language.
Yeah. So that you can end up putting it into any other of these languages, I guess. Like a fast optimizing cross
when you
compiler.
need to work with multiple languages in one project.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let's just use this and then don't have to connect all the other ones. Have you ever even heard of Hex before? When was this
Centrally
made?
Kansas. No.
Oh, okay. First appeared in 2005. Wow. Compiler written in OCaml. Wow. I get the sense that this language is not like very popular, but like I kind of wonder why, because it seems like a really good idea. So why is it not more? Why do more developers not use it? It's not one of my.
And of course, we have our engine sound. It's a short saw wave and noise sound played like 20 times a second.
It's so unpopular. Looking it up gives you food.
Yeah. Wait. There was food. Was there food? Oh, that's so sad. You're right. The first result is literally whatever this is. That's sad. Oh no. Oh no. Poor Hex. Well, to be fair, I guess Python gives you a picture of a Python. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh. Oh wait, but it's just the results for programming language.
The pitch alternates between the two notes and is linked to the plane's speed. Collecting a letter plays a jingle on a triangle wave. Collecting a second one transposes it up a note, and so on. And we can't forget the NPCs. They need a voice, right? I want each character to have a unique waveform that represents it, but like literally represents it. Yeah, I was thinking the sine wave frequencies that are used to generate the shape of the character can be the exact same sine wave frequencies that make up its voice. I thought that was cool. I asked my Patreon members to give me NPC ideas. So, we've got a ghost pig who likes pink mushrooms, a fat cat who prefers a wet food, a gorilla with a top hat, and we even have a real pie. Yeah, my patrons submitted random stuff I'd never have come up with myself, and I love them for it. By the way, you should join. Okay, you ready to program some music? We can make a kick drum by really quickly pitching a waveform down and adding a little impact noise at the start. A snare drum has a bit of a tonal sound to it and a lot of noise. It uses 5 whole audio threads. How
Maybe
greasy.
he didn't use sine at all for the collision. Maybe he just used it for the assets, and then there's something else that's representing the collision and the other game logic and stuff. Which is why he doesn't talk about it in the video. Because it's just called How I Released a Game That Has No Assets. All it is with that. It's about the assets. You only use sine waves for the assets.
Hi-hats are just noise. And together we have drums. Nice. Since we can form saw waves with sines, that means we can make a really nice, really vintage synthesizer sound called the super saw. It's multiple saw waves, but each one is slightly detuned.
Oh wait, that sounds really good.
The
What the heck?
easiest way is pixel raycast, but that's fucking boring. Where's the heavy math for mathematically precise collision?
Wow.
So super saw. It's multiple saw waves, but each one is slightly detuned.
Super saw.
So they create a phasing sound. By fading out the higher frequency sine waves, we can create a low pass, or a pluck sound.
Wow.
I'll use this as the bass sound. And finally, I'll make a sort of fake wind instrument using a triangle wave layered with a little bit of noise for the air blowing. We can modulate the pitch with the low frequency sine wave to add vibrato as a note is held down. Okay, now we just add it together and we have background music with randomized loops for variation. I would love to do so much more with this. Cool. This is totally up my alley, but maybe later I could revive my music program from 2015 to add all these features to it. I mean, there are certainly easier ways to make music, of course, but just like there are easier ways to make art or using a font. But, you know, doing things in weird ways is how I ended up making my favorite projects, so I'll never regret challenging myself. All right, I have a
Challenge yourself to do hard things. The reward is, at the very least, an interesting life.
couple more surprises left to code, and then I'll send it off to some friends to see what they think of my new game, all made using sine waves. I'm here with my friend, Some Randev, again.
Hello!
And I'm here with Leah Stray.
Hi, I'm Leah Stray.
I have a new game to show you.
I love games.
Welcome to Crowsign.
By Zanzlands.
That's me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, this is cute.
So this game is a game without any assets. It is just made with sine waves. All the graphics, all the audio, the music that you hear.
Okay.
So that's what makes this game unique.
The music. Okay, I'm here. I'm a crow. I'm a sign crow.
Oh my god, I'm a little crow. Oh my goodness. See duck for the key. We're off to get the key.
Oh!
There it
Press
is.
E to talk to duck.
Congratulations, my dear crow.
Wait, now that since the rest of the video is just playing them playing the game, maybe I should try to play it too. If it's not too hard on my computer. Okay. Click. Ooh. It's a lot more like blurry on my screen.
Centrally Kansas. What happened to the audio?
Yeah, good point. You're right.
Centrally
Where's the
Kansas.
audio of the
No.
game? I don't know. What? Yeah, the music was really cool.
Centrally Kansas. It like a fucked up or something.
Oh, it gets audio in full screen.
Centrally Kansas.
Is it
How
much more?
about talking to the duck?
I actually heard the game's audio for like a split second. It's making sound effects. Oh, I hear music. Yeah, I can hear it. It's just like quiet. Or like a kick drum or something I hear. The alphabet. Ready to start your new business. Crow sign. To celebrate, I will.
Centrally Kansas. It sounds scuffed.
Yeah, it sounds off. I don't think this is the way it was supposed to sound. Something's not like playing back correctly. I will sponsor free signs for everyone today. I can't. Oh, never mind. And for your
Centrally
first
Kansas.
quest,
What do you want, Arolul?
fly a sign for me that says party. Spread the word and we will all celebrate tonight. I hereby gift you the key to your plane. Godspeed, Crow sign. Okay, I'm not sure how to fly. Oh. Okay. Okay, I see. Party. E. Go. P. Where is AY? Oh wow. Oh, I'm going back to the. I'm on a planet. Oh, there's a Y. Fly over 3 others. Oh, that's right. He did say he was going to put planets. I think I actually have to navigate back now. Is this where I started? Fly over 3 others. Oh, I see. I'm supposed to find the planets and then, I guess. Sign is seen by Crystal. Crystal's planet. What's this? Your sign is seen by Eddie.
Centrally Kansas. The balloons are mines.
Oh. I think it looks choppy like this because it's getting compressed. That's like what he said. Oh. I did it. Your sign is seen by whoever that is. Nersalgius' planet. Okay. Is that it? Am I done? Now I'm not sure where to go.
Win. Centralicances. Win. You.
Oh, there's the gorilla guy. I actually think I'm supposed to go back to the duck, but I literally don't remember where the duck is now at this point in the game. Like I've already forgotten where I started from, and everything looks the same. So, oh my god, where am I? It's like a turtle thing. Where are you, duck? Oh, okay, I can just fly through. Oh crap! The balloons don't hurt me. I'm flying into nothing. Wait, maybe I shouldn't be taking all those letters because, like, I think I'm actually popping the balloons.
You are not gonna be flying me around in space. We're never finding Earth again.
Wow. So cruel of me. I shouldn't be popping random balloons because I'm gonna need those balloons later. I shouldn't have been doing that. Okay. I wasn't expecting this game to be really difficult, but this is like really difficult. Where's my objective markers? I need objective markers. If there's not objective markers in games, then I don't know where to go. Ever. Games need to explicitly tell me, turn left, turn right, go forward. Oh, there's a cat. Who's here? What is that? Oh, that's the fat cat.
Centralicances. It's late, so I'm gonna bail.
Good night, Corrupt. That's fun. Thanks for helping me with my code. Even though I kept doing dumb things and couldn't make a basic property because I kind of forgot. Oh, there's the duck.
Silence.
Good to the South. Wow. Now I'm streaming every day, Corrupt. Even when late. Oh, I think I beat the game. Like, there's nothing here. Alright, GG. It's just party. I thought there'd be more to it. I think there is supposed to be more to it, but I think I did something wrong. Okay. I'm gonna end the stream here and then just go relax. What is this ad?
Centralicances. Also made progress in VTTGT.
Hey, nice, girl. Where did you get to now?
Centralicances. And got me ass kicked.
Aw. Did you kill a competitor yet? Did you get to that far?
Centralicances. I died like 20 times but I got week 3. Centralicances. And figured out the math thing.
That's good.
Centralicances. You cannot drop math. Just don't be a dumbas and buy it one at a time.
Yeah, I saw you write about that on the server. Yeah, it's like, it's really really make you do that. It seems like just annoying. I guess the idea is to force the player to have to run to get them one at a time at inconvenient times.
Centralikanses. Sounds lika Adam Jep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good night, Corrupt. Hope you have a good sleep and a good time at work.
Centralikanses. Idiot to meet the kidnapper.
Hey, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Good night. I'll see you next time.
Centralikanses. Apparently his school is harder than mine.
Oh, well.